All right, this video is the slope-intercept form 5.3b. This section tends to give people trouble if they don't really read carefully or understand what's being asked. But once you understand what's being asked, it's really not that bad. So graph the following linear equation, but we're going to do it in steps. So first, determine the slope and y-intercept. Okay. Well, what we know is that our slope-intercept form of the equation looks like this. Basically, it's when the equation is solved for y, when y is isolated. Once we've isolated y, the coefficient of x is always the slope, and whatever is here is your y-intercept, which is where the line crosses the y-axis. So our first step is to get our equation into this form if it's not already in this form. Well, this guy is already in this form. So in this case, it's super easy. M is just -4/3. And B, your y-intercept, is 0, -3. So B is -3, but it's a point, 0, -3. Slope is -4/3. So let's go back. If it's already in that format, it's super easy. So let me tell it I want a fraction, -4/3, y-intercept 0, -3. All right, let's see what else. Step 2, now I'm going to graph it with those 2 points. So my y-intercept is 0, -3. So I plot that point right here, down 3. And then the slope tells me from that point to go down 4 to the right 3. So down 4 from this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, to the right 3, and there is my other point. What am I doing wrong? Plot the y-intercept. I did that. Oh, I didn't submit it. Hello. All right, so this is hard because they don't show you your y-intercept on there. It's at -3. So I got to remember that it's from there that I want to go down 4 to the right 3. So this is a bad thing about this software. So starting here, I'm going to go down 4 to the right 3 and plot that. And then it does give me, and I can take a minute to check and make sure that that line is going through the point 0, -3 before I submit. And if not, I should be able to shift it around. Okay, so this guy is already solved for y equals mx plus b. So my slope is m, so it's -3. My y-intercept is 0, +4. So now I'm going to have to graph it again. First, they want the y-intercept, which is +4 on the y-axis. Then they want me to go from that point and use the slope of -3. Well, remember that if you write -3 as a fraction, it's just -3/1. So that means from 0, 4, go down 3 to the right 1. So from 0, 4, go down 3 to the right 1. And there's the line. All right, step 1 here, find the equation of the line. Well, it's already super easy. They want it, they don't tell you what format, but the format that you have learned right now is this y equals mx plus b. Well, m is 2. And then your b is +1, so you're just going to have +1 here. Now we're going to graph it. So it goes through 0, 1, and they've given you that point. So then they want you to use the slope, which is 2, which is 2/1, which means up 2 to the right 1 from this point, up 2 to the right 1. There's our line. I'm going fast here. You can stop and rewind and watch as many times as you want, but I'm going to run out of time if I don't go fast. All right, find the equation of the line. Well, again, they set you up. It's super easy. Y equals fraction 2/3 x plus 0, right? So if plus 0 simplifies to nothing. So I'm not going to write plus 0 because it'll tell me that it's not fully simplified. So I just leave it like that. Now I need to graph it. So it goes through 0, 0, and from that point, it goes up 2 to the right 3. Up 2, to the right 3. Done. All right, step 1 of 3, find the slope, okay? If all they gave you was those 2 points, it would be like 5.3a. We would do the calculations. But since they give you a picture, you can also just kind of count on the graph if you want to. These are pretty far apart, so it might be just as easy to do the arithmetic, but I'll do it both ways so you can see. So to go from B to A or A to B. So from B to A, I'm going to go up first. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 up, and then to the right. So 9 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 9 over 12, okay? But that reduces. I can't leave it as 9/12. It will tell me that it's unreduced or unsimplified. 9/12 actually simplifies to 3/4. And I forgot to do it the other way. Sorry, I can't go back, but you would just do the same arithmetic that we did before. This is step 2 of 3, so you can see that the points, if you did 2 minus -7, that's 2 plus 7, that's 9, over 4 minus -8, that's 4 plus 8, which is 12. So that's how you get your 9/12, and then you'd still have to reduce it. Okay, find the y-intercept. Well, where does it cross the y-axis? At 0, -1. So they want it as a point. Y-intercept, I think, let's see. Maybe they want, let's type in -1 first. No, okay, they want it as an ordered pair. So 0, -1. Okie dokie. Step 3, determine the equation of the line. Okay, so it goes through -1, and my slope I determined was 3/4. I believe that's right. I can see my previous step answers. So I'm going to type in y equals fraction 3 over 4 x minus 1, right? Because it's a -1 here. So it's going to be plus -1, which simplifies to minus +1. All right, find the slope. Well, this is a horizontal line, so my difference in my y's, there's no difference. My x changes, but my y doesn't. So it's going to be, excuse me, 0 over 2, or just 0. And the y-intercept, it goes through 0, 1. And now they're going to want that whole equation. So the equation here is just that y, no matter what, y equals 1. Because for both of these points, y is 1, right? So that's one of those special cases. Okie dokie. Year 2000 corresponds to x equals 0. So here's the year 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, and so on. Find the equation that best models the given data. Enter your answer in slope-intercept form. Okay, so we need a slope here. Let's see if I can think. Year 2000 is x equals 0, so can't make this all show. All right, where's my thing? 2000, so this is the year 2000 right here. So x equals 0 is the year 2000. Okay, so the slope, so let's just pick that point right there, that 0, 50 point. Okay, and then go along here and find another point that seems really, you can be really certain it goes through, you know, the grid, one of these, not just in between. So I'm going to pick this point, and I'm going to call that 5, 65. So my slope is 50 minus 65 over 0 minus 5, which is -15 over -5, which is +3. And my y-intercept is right here, 0, 50. So y equals, my slope is 3. And my y-intercept is plus 50. Y equals 3x plus 50. Let's see if that's alrighty, we're getting there. We're maybe not going to run out of time. So determine the slope and y-intercept. Okay, so this is not in the format we need it to be in. Remember, you have to have y equals mx plus b in order to identify the slope and y-intercept. So I got to solve this guy for y. I'm going to add 6x to both sides. So that gives me negative 5y equals 6x plus 20. And notice that instead of writing 20 plus 6x, I wrote it in the other order because we want our x term to come first. So now I just need to divide everything by negative 5. So I'm going to have y equals, and I'm just going to pull this negative out in the front, negative 6/5 x minus 20 divided by negative 5 is negative 4. So that's my y-intercept, 0, negative 4, and my slope is negative 6/5. Negative 6/5, negative 4. I have to keep saying it to myself so I don't forget between screens. Now I'm going to graph it. So if I look at my previous step answer, I can do it from there. So my y-intercept is 0, negative 4, so that's right here. And from that point, I want to go down 6 to the right 5. So down 6 to the right 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, whoops. What am I doing wrong? Down 6 to the right 5. Why won't it let me plot a point there? Plot the y-intercept. Well, that's why, because that's all I want first. Got to read the directions. All right, so I was at negative 4. So down 6 to the right 5 puts me here. And remember, they put the line back there for me, so I can check, make sure that I put it in the right place. All right, find the equation of this line. Enter your answer in slope-intercept form. Well, the intercept is positive 4, so I know it's going to look like this. And I'm going to pop over here in front of my x because that's all I need is my slope, right? So I'm going to find 2 points on here that, again, are going through the grid so I can feel very certain that I can read the point well. So from here, I'm kind of sliding down, and I feel like that goes through the grid. So the difference here is down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left 2. Or up 5 to the right 2. Either way, it simplifies to 5 halves. All right, last one. Find the equation. Same thing, slope-intercept form. So it's going through positive 4. So it's going to be y equals x plus 4, but pop back over here. Let's figure out the slope. I'm going to use this point and this point. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right 4. That's negative 4 over positive 4, which translates to negative 1. Whoops. Of course you didn't like that. Oops. Negative 1. Now, let's see if it'll accept it. If it doesn't, that means they don't want the 1 in there. They just want the negative x. That's what they want. They don't want the negative 1. There we go. And that's the end of that. Hopefully that was helpful.